Alright, in this video we're going to try to replace the dead battery in here, CR2032 battery, with a rechargeable lithium ion battery. Yeah, this is a key fob for a car. The problem I have with this thing is that every few months the battery dies, and it just dies suddenly, and you're kind of like left stranded there. Well, not exactly. You still can use the key to open the car, but then you have to jump in, put this in like a special crucible location thing so that the car alarm doesn't sound off. So it's a kind of a pain, and it always like happens when you're out somewhere in a parking lot, and then you drop the key and it rolls into the car, and it's a whole mess. So I said enough of this. So what I'm gonna do is try to like just replace the battery in this thing. So let's just get this open. Hopefully, without breaking stuff. All right, there we go. So the component here, well, the thing that's causing most of the problems here is this thing, which I detest. I don't like these. CR2032. It's 3 volts. It's a lithium cell, I believe. They are quite annoying, and they are in everything, and they do die suddenly. But yeah, so I'm gonna be replacing this with these. The one I have is kind of big. This should last a while, even without being recharged. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do is basically use CRLD, I think that's a D, not a 0, CRLD 20MA, 20MA. So you have the out battery, the in ground. So the in is for like charging the batteries, basically out to the, you connect the positive to the battery. The ground here is for everything. The out is going to be 3 volt. Yeah, so this is basically like a little charging module as well as like regulator. So I'm just gonna snap that off. Yeah, there we go. And that's what I'm going to use. Obviously it's going to be charging by USB. The problem is I don't have a USB-C female connector that I would need. They do sell them. They're not that expensive, but I have a ton of. It's gonna look weird. Maybe it's gonna look like a USB stick. I'll figure it out once I get there. Once I design it, maybe it's gonna lose like a weird USB stick. It's gonna be this sticking out. I can just plug it into the USB port in my car to charge it. The idea is to have it as compact as possible. It's gonna probably be the same size as this. Try to make it as compact as possible so I can like fit everything in it, and try to find a way to like include the key in there so that it all like works together. But yeah. Right. Anyway, before I actually do that, I kind of did like a test solder. So I may have like cut these a bit short, but kind of works out. And yeah, so I just soldered it here. So just remember that the battery positive is actually the negative of actual current. So you kind of have to invert it so you don't burn your fob. You basically have to invert it. So black goes here, red goes here. Seems fine, I guess. Doesn't seem anything is smoking or heating up. Yep, nothing's hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this outside and do a test and see if it unlocks my car. Okay, so we're going to test if this works. Alright, testing if it works. Hey, look at that, it works. Alright. But yeah, we're making progress. So that works. Electrically, it works. It doesn't lock my car. It is like fully functional. I may want to add an actual switch here to kind of just kill off the. But yeah, just need to connect this. A lot of stuff on the ground terminal though. 5 volt from the USB and ground essentially, and then we're done. All right, so we spent some time in FreeCAD here and ended up with this. So it's just a very simple free layer thing, top, middle, bottom. So basically going to sandwich the circuitry in here. This is for the key here, kind of slide in the middle. Channel here for the key. There's some space. This is the main IC thing. There's a big square on there. A little bit more for circuitry. And we have the bottom part as well, which is where the battery will be residing. I have a little cutout here for a switch to turn it on and off. I think this is this is a little channel for cables for USB. These are for the anchors, the threaded anchors that are going to melt into the plastic here, the PLA. So anyway, yeah, this is like a very simple design. Alright, so overall, it's going to look like that from a distance, which is basically just it's a bit thick. Well, it's about a little thicker than the original fob is about this much, this to this. So it's not that thick. But yeah, it'll do. Anyway, on to 3D printing. And there we go. This is the final 3D printed casing. So we have the bottom here with the thing, everything. So, but yeah, we do have a channel here for the key. So if I were to put the key in here, so we go into the channel. I'll just put it all together. It's not yet bolted together, but you'll see general idea. So it goes in there, and yeah, so it will be like that. Oh, I mentioned this. I forgot to mention there's a little hole here. So for now, the most simple mechanism to like keep the key together, it's a very ghetto hack, is to just use like a twisty tie thing. Just flatten that out a bit. A very ghetto hack. Just thread that through all the way, and then you kind of just loop that through here. And that way it is twisted together. Of course, that's not the only retaining mechanism. We'll have all the screws keeping all together. I might do something more elaborate sometime, but for now, this is good enough. So yeah, next step, I'm going to speed up the video a bit. Oh, actually, probably should show this. So how will all fit together? So put this down in there, and yes, like that. Yeah, it goes and kind of just rest in there. That's a middle slice. Alright, so then that, now the cables are a bit in the way. I'll need to like reduce the amount of cabling. And this kind of need to orient this so that there's a little LED on this thing here that I want kind of pointing upwards, kind of when it's charging, it'll give me some indication. Yeah, so there we go. So that's that. And then the thing on top, of course, you imagine it without the thing poking out. So, and the channel here kind of is where the buttons go. No, it's pressing a button. That's not good. To make sure it's not pressing any buttons while I am. There we go. Make sure it doesn't press that panic button. That's going to be terrible. I may have to redo the top shell. Make this a little longer. Like this little channel, make that a little longer, a little bigger essentially. So it does not press any button. Because especially the panic button, I don't want that to be pressed. So yeah, I may have to redo this. I'll just modify this. So yeah, there's some prototyping involved here. This, as you can see, this square thing kind of fits in this hole, and these, I'm not removing them yet. Let's get to wiring all this, reprinting this, and everything, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, finally wired somehow. I'm gonna do a test here. Let's plug it in. Blinks on, charging, everything's fine. And then if I unplug this, no longer charging. The output, let me just try to get that up at an angle we can see. The output onto the thing here is, yeah, it's off by a volt for some reason. And the battery is charging at 5 volts. Yep. All right. 4.7 volts basically. So yeah, it's all working fine. Cool. Let's turn it off and close it up somehow. Fresh off the printer. Let's see. Very wide clearance for each button. This thing is off, I hope. Yeah, it's off. So let's see. Probably should be tightening this like a zigzag is what the recommendation is for these things. Need one more, which has disappeared. As mentioned earlier, very ghetto hack here. Just pop that in there. And to make sure it doesn't fall out. There you go. Now that's not going anywhere. Looks janky, but yeah, eventually someday I'm gonna redo the bottom, replace this with a USB-C connector maybe. Anyway, turn it on. Oh. There we go. So let's see. Let's try locking this. It locks. It unlocks. Lock. Unlock. Hey, look at that, it's locked. So now it's locked. And I turn it on. Yeah, it unlocks. There we go. Very nice. There you go. Rechargeable key fob. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Bye. Like and subscribe, as usual. You know the deal.